everyone, welcome back to my channel Destiny Moon Tarot, and welcome to yet another reading in the future spouse series. So we're going to be finding out what first impression you're going to be creating on your future spouse's family and the kind of connection that you're going to have with them, the kind of relationship you're going to have with them. So let's get into the reading. As always, I have 3 groups prepared for you guys. There's group number 1 with the rose quartz heart crystal. There's group number 2 with the opalite heart crystal. And group number 3 with the amethyst heart crystal. So as always, you can take as much time as you need to pick either one or multiple of these groups intuitively, and once you have done that, you can find the timestamps that correlate to your group's reading in the description box below, as well as in the pinned comments. And you can also find the direct link to my Instagram in the description box below. Hi group 1, if you chose the rose quartz heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what your in-laws are going to think about you and what kind of relationship you're gonna have with them. So as always, I have all of your oracle cards pre-shuffled right here. I will also be getting the tarot for you to get more information, but we're gonna start off with the oracle cards first. Now these 2 cards right here are going to tell me what their first impression of you is going to be. So you know, when they first meet you, what are they going to think, what are they going to feel about you when they either first speak to you or meet you for the first time. So here we have wisdom and abundance. Okay, so group number 1, we are off to a very great start with you guys. I do feel like your in-laws are going to think you're very wise, you're very intelligent, you're very emotionally mature, you are very good at communication is also something that I'm getting. I think the way that you speak, the way that you carry yourself off is going to really impress your future spouse's parents, so your in-laws. And they're also going to think you're very abundant. I think they're going to think you're abundant in every possible way. I think they're going to feel like you're the full package, like you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you are graceful, you maybe come from a lot of money or you have a lot of money as well. I feel like they are going to think that you're very abundant, like you're the full package, like I said. This is the first impression you're going to create on your in-laws. Let's now find out what their impression is going to be like after you're married. So like, you know, after you have been married and like you're officially part of their family, let's find out what they're going to think of you then when they get to know you better, but more specifically after you guys are married. So here we have stars and we have mindfulness. So yes, with mindfulness, I do feel like they're going to think there is this quality of you that's very, you're kind of like an old soul. Like you're very mature, you don't think only about yourself. There is this very selfless quality to you, but it's not in the sense where you just give and the other people just take. I think you're very self-aware is what they're going to realize. You're very self-aware, like you take care of your needs, but you also keep in mind the needs of others. I think they're going to think you're very adaptable, that they're going to think that there's some very zen, very peaceful quality to you. I think they're going to feel like there's a lot of peace in their home because of you. You bring a lot of peace into their life. Like they don't have to constantly worry about what your intentions will be towards their child. That's something that I'm getting. I don't think they're gonna worry about like you being immature or childish to a point where they might have to intervene. Like you're gonna bring a lot of peace in their life. That's like a feeling that I'm really getting. There's also some quality about you that's very refined. That's very refined. I think you're very like feminine or very like soft. There's a soft, gentle energy to you. Like you're strong. You're not a pushover, but at the same time, you're not arrogant. You're just Yeah, I'm just getting this embodiment of the divine feminine in my mind. And you don't have to be a female, you could be a male, but I think like your energy is such that it's just gonna bring a lot of peace into your in-laws' life. Like they don't have to worry about you and your intentions, or like, you know, they don't have to worry about how you'll behave or how you'll act. I think you'll fit into their family really well is something that I'm getting, and that's the best way for me to really put into words the energy that I'm feeling. With the stars card here, you almost feel like a wish come true. I feel like your in-laws would come up to you or would go up to other people and say, you know, this person, pile 1, group 1, is exactly the kind of man or woman I wanted, you know, my child to marry, or that's the exact kind of son-in-law or daughter-in-law I have always wanted. It kind of feels like you're a wish come true, like, you know, they wished for someone like you to be a part of their family. That's something that I'm getting. I do think that this is a family that gets along with each other really well. So your in-laws might be, or your future spouse might be very family oriented, so they might have like a very close-knit family, or, you know, even if you don't live together, you might be very close. Like, you know, this family might be very close even if they don't live with each other or around each other. So yeah, family is very important to them, and I feel like that is going to be their first impression of you, and also what they're going to see once you're married, that you fit into their family really well. They see you as an equal. I think somewhere they are also intellectual people. They're also, you know, very abundant, so they might also have a lot of money as well, and, you know, their family might have some really good looking people as well in it, and they are very, like, you know, drama free kind of a family. And I just feel like you fit into their family really well. I think what they have is something that they really value, and they have always wanted someone to be a part of their family who would also have those same values, or at least value those same things as them, and they are going to get that in you. So I do think that they're going to be very happy with you. They're going to almost make you feel like you're part of the family. I think it's not going to take you too long to get adjusted or adapted to them. It almost feels like you're all part of the same soul group, like same soul tribe, like you are all just meant to be in each other's lives. There is this feeling that I'm getting here that's just very, like, it's meant to be. Your next card is Prosperity Lies Ahead, New Moon in Taurus, and oops, you cannot even see that, so I'm just gonna move some of these cards around so you're able to see this card. There we go. We have Prosperity Lies Ahead, New Moon in Taurus. So yeah, I do feel like there is prosperity with this connection. I think you're going to get along with your in-laws really well, and it's just going to be very easy flowing. Like, you will just adapt to them really well. You will grow this connection with them really well. Like, your lives together are just going to be so drama free, so effortless, so easy, and also just very abundant. The fact that we have abundance here and prosperity lies ahead, I do feel like there is a chance that, you know, either their source of income or your source of income, or just abundance in general, is going to grow for you guys as a family, like in your life as well and in their lives. Like, abundance is just going to be free flowing. With Prosperity Lies Ahead, there's also a possibility that if they have like a family business, you might join it, or, you know, marrying into their family is going to elevate your abundance, or, you know, make you more prosperous. Another thing that I'm picking up on is, with abundance, with star, and with prosperity lies ahead together, a message that I'm getting for some of you is also that maybe they see, your in-laws are going to see you as the good luck charm in their child's life. Suppose your future spouse is going to be a man, I think they're going to think that you are that man's like, you know, good luck charm, like a good luck charm in his life, because there is a possibility that there is some sort of like elevation in abundance and prosperity in their lives from the minute they meet you. So they might think that you're very good for their child, not just because you are good as like two individuals together in as a couple. So like not just as a couple are you good for each other, but also I think you specifically are good for their child, because yeah, I feel like you maybe act as a good luck charm in either their lives or their children's lives. Because Lakshmi, a goddess of abundance, is also like, you know, when like in my culture, when a girl is born in the family, or like a daughter-in-law comes into the family, she is called the Lakshmi of the house. So yeah, that's just a message that I'm getting for some of you. Take it as it resonates. I know there are people from a lot of varying cultures here, so yeah, take it as it resonates. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave it. That's like a standard thing that I say in all of my readings. So yeah, I mean, this is all good stuff, so you can take it even if it doesn't resonate. This is, I think, a good thing that you can manifest in your life, you know, just yeah, just in-laws who treat you like an equal and who feel like you know, you bring a lot of abundance and prosperity in their lives. So yeah, that's that. Now let's find out what kind of relationship you're going to have with your in-laws. So here we have aging and companionship. Okay, so with aging, I do feel like this is a connection that you're going to have like for a very long time. So I think this is the kind of connection and this is the kind of companionship or friendship that's gonna last a long time. I definitely think that you are always going to get along with each other really well. Your in-laws will always treat you as part of their family. I do feel like with aging that your connection with your in-laws is only going to grow and increase, and you'll always feel like you're friends first. Like if you're a woman and you have a mother-in-law, like you guys might go on shopping trips together, or you might go on family vacations together. You might have a lot of get-togethers where you will all get along with each other really well. It'll almost feel like you have friends. So if they have siblings, I think their siblings are going to be really close to you, and it'll almost feel like they're the brother or the sister you never had. So that's also something that I'm getting here. With aging, I also feel like your in-laws might feel like when they really need you in their old age, you might be there to support them, you might be there to help them. And yeah, this is just like a long-term friendship. I think that's what your relationship with your in-laws is going to mainly feel like you're friends. Like there is this level of almost you know, informality, you know, like it doesn't feel like you're speaking to, like you don't always have to be on guard. Like you won't always have to be on guard and be like, oh, I'm talking to his parents or I'm talking to her parents. It'll almost feel like, you know, this is my family, and you know how I speak with my mom, I can also speak with my mother-in-law, and you know, there'll be inside jokes, and there'll be like, you know, lots of fun, laughter, and lot of like joy in your relationship. So this is good. This is a great start, also considering that you are group number 1. This is giving me hope for the rest of the groups as well. So I have the Tarot of the Divine here. Let's shuffle this to find out what kind of relationship you'll have with okay, I don't want to take any of those cards because they didn't really want to come out. Yeah, let's find out what kind of relationship you're gonna have with your in-laws. Okay, so we have the 9 of Cups. Okay, we have the Sun. Great cards for you. Okay, we have the 5 of Cups. And we have the 8 of Cups. Okay. Your bottom deck energy is the 2 of Wands. Okay, so this is making a lot of sense. Okay, so with the 2 of Wands here as your bottom deck energy, this in connection with the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Cups is showing me that maybe at some point in your lives you are maybe not going to live around or very close to your in-laws, and that's gonna make them very sad. I think initially you might be living either with them or around them or kind of close to them, or maybe at least in the same city or the same country, but at some point maybe you are going to move out or move to a different country, move to a different city, and that might cause a little bit of distance between you guys, which I think is going to make everybody involved quite sad. I don't think it's just your in-laws who are going to feel sad about you moving away. I think you will also somewhere feel kind of sad moving away from these people who now start feeling like family to you. But the best part about this is that with the 8 of Cups, it's like it's not gone forever. These cups that have spilled, they're not gone forever. They're right here. So anytime you want to come back to them, you can come back to them. So you can, like, if you are moving away, you can always come and visit them, or you can always move back whenever you feel like it. And I think you're going to feel this way about your in-laws because just generally you are going to feel very emotionally fulfilled. The 9 of Cups is also the cup of like a wish fulfillment. So yeah, it's the same message that I was getting with the stars, where they might think that, you know, you are everything they wished for in a daughter-in-law or son-in-law, but I think they are also everything you wished for in in-laws. So I think everybody is going to be so emotionally content with this relationship and with the flow of this relationship that it is going to be hard to say goodbye. And just generally in life, like I said, there's so much joy, there's so much happiness. We have the sun here. There's just so much, you know, positivity in this connection. With the sun, I also feel like maybe you might have a son who they are going to be very close to, and maybe when you do have a child who's maybe going to be a son, your connection is only going to grow stronger, like even stronger than it already is with your in-laws. But I know this is not a reading about children. I will be doing one based on that as well, but yeah, that's just a message that's coming out for some of you. I know not everybody wants children, but yeah, that's just something that I'm picking up on from the sun card. But the sun in general just signifies a lot of positivity and, you know, fun and joy and laughter and yeah, just all the good stuff basically. I love this energy for you guys, group number 1. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Give this video a big thumbs up if you did, and let me know in the comments what you thought about this reading. Claim this reading in the comments. Also subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group 2, if you chose the opalite heart crystal, then this is going to be your reading. Let's find out what your in-laws are going to think of you and what kind of relationship you're gonna have with them. As always, I have all of your oracle cards pre-shuffled right here. So we're gonna start off with these first, and then I'm gonna be pulling out the tarot for you as well. So let's start off with these 3 cards right here. All the other groups got only 2. For you guys, I felt like pulling out a 3rd card, so you guys are special. Group number 2. So here we have passion, inspiration, and transformation. Ooh, so this is the first impression that you're gonna create on your in-laws. Okay, so this is either the first time that you speak to them or they meet you. This is how they're going to see you. This is what they'll think of you the first time that happens, any kind of communication happens between you guys. So first things first, they are going to think that you're very passionate, very beautiful, very charming, very elegant. You're very creative, you're very inspirational. There's something about you that kind of makes heads turn, is something that I'm hearing. They might also think that you would be a really good mother or a father, and maybe they might expect grandchildren. Take that how it resonates. I know there are a lot of people who don't want children, but I do think that your in-laws would maybe either get the impression that you would be a really good parent, or they might, you know, have an expectation from you to give them a grandchild. But I do feel like there is a very transformative energy here, and I think this card has come out to kind of maybe give me a little bit of insight into what your in-laws are like, in the sense that I feel like your in-laws are going to think that you are going to somehow transform the family dynamics. There's almost this feeling that maybe your spouse, your future spouse, is probably not very close to their family, and I think they kind of expect that with you being a part of not just their life but also your future spouse's life, you might help change that dynamic a little bit. Like you are kind of going to bring together the family in some sense, or you're going to transform the family dynamic either by bringing a child into the mix, or by, you know, bringing their child closer to them. So yeah, like I said, maybe your future spouse doesn't get along with their parents very well, and I think you are somehow going to transform that relationship or that dynamic. I mean, I don't know if you'll actually do this. It's just the first impression that your in-laws have of you. I think they have that kind of expectation from you. So let's just add more cards to get clarity about what this is. So we have family here and we have beauty. So yes, they definitely think you are very beautiful. There's something about your hair. I think they're going to really like your hair, your complexion. There's something about your skin. There's something about the way you carry yourself, either the way that you dress or the way that you carry yourself. There's some sort of like elegance to you, like you're a head turner, you're kind of like an influencer as well. Like that kind of energy is what I'm picking up here on, and that's what I'm seeing here even in beauty. Like you're very beautiful, and it's not just beauty in the way that you look. I think there's just this energy. Your energy is just very beautiful. I mean, you are beautiful to look at as well. I feel like, you know, they would say take away the makeup, take away the hair, take away the pretty clothes, and you're still beautiful. Like you're still pretty, you're still gorgeous. Like that's the energy that I'm picking up here on with the beauty card. But with family, again, I do feel like there's something here with family. Like you're gonna bring their child closer to them, or bring a new child into the family. You're somehow bringing the family together. This might not even be that deep. This might just be maybe like your wedding being the first wedding in the family. So, you know, it's the first time in many years that the family is coming together. Or maybe you are someone who is very family oriented, and maybe you like to host family at your place a lot. So I think you will be bringing family together. Like, you know, we have people here bringing you gifts, and you being like a multitasker almost. So like, you know, you're cooking up a storm and people are coming to your house, or like, you know, you're having a potluck where everyone makes something, like makes a dish or two, and you all meet together. Yeah, there's something here about family, like family get-togethers, family getting together, family getting closer. Yeah, that is an energy that I'm picking up here on. Your next card is a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. So I do feel like maybe you are someone whose love language is acts of service. I think you like being there for people by providing your service, by like literally being there for people and for, you know, being able to help people. So maybe this is something that you do willingly. Maybe you inspire your future spouse to maybe have a better connection with their parents, or you are giving them, like you're giving your in-laws something that they have wanted for a very long time, which is either just, you know, a better connection with their child or like, you know, a grandchild. So yeah, there's something here about you giving to them, but I don't think this is like a forceful thing where you are forced to give or you're expected to give. It's kind of like you willingly bring this energy to the table, where you give, you're bringing something to the table, and that's adding value into your in-laws' life, and also then, you know, by cause and effect in your own life. Now let's find out what kind of relationship you're gonna have with your in-laws. So here we have enjoyment and solitude. Okay, so with enjoyment and solitude, I do feel like this is a connection where you might enjoy a good amount of space from each other. So I don't think you live with your in-laws or live very close to your in-laws. I think there's like a good set of boundaries there. Everyone has their own space. Nobody is in anybody else's business, like, you know, why are you doing this, or what are you doing, or this is not how things are done in our house, stuff like that. I think everyone has their own space and everyone respects those space and like those boundaries. But when you come together, that time that you spend together is very enjoyable. So you enjoy time apart from each other, but even when you come together, it's fun. So you don't do everything together. Like group number 1, I could see them going on trips, like shopping trips and like vacations and stuff with their in-laws. With you, I feel like even if that happens, you might enjoy the trip, but you will come home and, you know, it'll just be you and your future spouse. And it's not like, okay, I just have to put up with this vacation, or I have to put up with my in-laws for the next 5 weeks or 2 weeks or 5 days. I wanted to say 5 days. I don't know why I said 5 weeks, but yeah, I mean, who even goes on vacation for 5 weeks? But yeah, I mean, if you do, then that's great. Enjoy, have fun. But yeah, I do feel like there's no ill intentions here. There's no bitching behind anybody's back. There's no drama really here. It's just that you guys like your space, but then when you come together, that time is also enjoyable. Yeah, it's just as simple as that. I think it's a very simple connection. There's not too much, there's not too little. There's a good amount of socializing and meeting, and there is a good amount of also having your own space and staying away and like kind of living your own lives as individuals. Let's shuffle the tarot of the divine to find out more information about what your relationship with your in-laws is going to be like. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Coins, the Ace of Cups, and I need just one more card. The Empress. Ooh, okay. But this is all making sense, and this is tying into your reading really well, group number 2. We also have the Devil as the bottom deck energy. So with the Ace of Wands, I definitely see that you are bringing a lot of creativity and inspiration in their life. I do feel like this is the kind of relationship where, you know, if you cook something or if you buy something for your house, I think your in-laws will also, like, you know, they'll call you up and ask you for the recipe, or they'll call you up and ask you where you got that thing from, and then they'll also buy it for their own homes. I think you'll be inspiring and transforming their home life as well, like their home as well. Like you just bring that kind of creativity and that kind of newness and novelty into their lives is something that I was picking up on even with the inspiration card, and that's exactly what's being reiterated with the Ace of Wands. With the Ace of Cups, of course, you're also bringing a lot of love. So like I said, I think you're very willingly you know, being of service here. You, I think, are going into this connection, into this relationship, wanting to have a good relationship with your in-laws. So that's great. I think your mentality, like you as people, group number 2, are just very simple people. Like, if you're gonna be good to me, I'll be good to you. If you're not nice to me, then I won't be nice to you either. Like, you're very simple, basic people. And I'm not trying to call you basic, but yeah, like, you're very simple, just like no nonsense kind of people, like very straight to the point. And yeah, if you just go into this connection feeling like if your in-laws are going to be nice to you, then you'll also be nice to them. So when they treat you as family, you also treat them as family. So yeah, there is just a lot of love that's pouring not just into your cup, but also from your cup into theirs. Like, everyone's just very, like, everyone feels very loved, everyone feels very appreciated in this connection, in this family dynamics right here. With the 2 of Coins, again, I'm getting balance. So like, there's a really good balance between how much time you guys spend together and how much time you spend apart from each other. So you're not like weirdly close where you do everything together, but you're also not very distant from each other where you don't want to talk to each other, or where you fight with each other or bitch about each other either. Like, there's just a very good, a very healthy balance here. With the Empress, I do feel like maybe your mother-in-law or the mother figure in this connection is who you are going to either be closest to, or you know, there's some healing that is happening with the Empress. Because yeah, the Empress here, this mother figure here, so maybe your mother-in-law has been feeling like she's alone, like she feels very lonely, and you coming into her life is either like giving her like someone to talk to, or it almost feels like you are healing her in a sense where maybe by you inspiring their child or like your spouse to improve his or her connection with his or her parent. I feel like that's gonna bring the mother figure here a lot of contentment, a lot of enjoyment, a lot of healing, a lot of peace as well. And again with the Empress, because in traditional tarot, the Empress is portrayed as a pregnant woman. So yes, again with the children, they might want grandchildren, or there is something here, you know, something about you making them feel like they're being appreciated as a mother. Like, their motherly side is somehow going to be healed or be coming out in this connection with you. Either that's with you, with how they interact with you, or with how you influence their child to have a better connection with them, or by bringing in like new life into this world in the shape and form of a child. And here also we have babies. So yeah, babies are a theme in your reading. Take it as it resonates though, group number 2. I mean, if it doesn't resonate with you, if you don't want children, maybe this is a pet, okay? Maybe this is a pet, but if you don't want children, that's okay. So maybe it's just you improving the connection between their child and them. So like, you bringing their child closer to them might also somehow feel like they have a chance again to be a mother, or you know, to parent their child again. Or they might start feeling like they're being appreciated as a parent. Okay, so that's the reading that I have for you guys, group number 2. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Give this video a big thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Claim this reading if you'd like to. Also subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys. Hi group 3, if you chose the Amethyst Heart Crystal, then this is going to be your reading. about what your future spouse's parents, so your in-laws, are going to think about you, what kind of relationship you're gonna have with them, and all of the other juicy stuff. So as always, I have all of your oracle cards pre-shuffled right here. I will also be getting in the tarot in a while, but I'm going to start off with these cards first, with these two cards telling me what their first impression of you is going to be like. So the first time they either meet you or speak to you, this is what they are going to think of you. So here we have universal connection and transcendence. The first thing that's going to stand out about you is how spiritual you are. For some of you, maybe also how religious you are, which they are going to really like. Maybe they are also a family that's spiritual or religious, so that's gonna make them feel like they'll get along with you really well. Or they are just gonna notice how spiritual you are or religious you are, and they're gonna be very impressed about that, because they might feel like, you know, you can maybe bring those spiritual practices or religious practices into their life and make their life better. Maybe that's something that they have always wanted to get into, but they've never really known where to start or how to go about being spiritual or religious, or yeah, like that's what I'm picking up here on. The first thing that's going to stand out about you is that you're very spiritual or religious. There is either a grandmother here or just like an elderly female figure who I think is going to really connect with you very easily. So either they have a grandmother, your future spouse, they either have a grandmother or someone older in the family who the rest of the family members respect a lot, and that one family member is really going to love you and really going to be very impressed by you. You're going to get along with them really well, and yeah, I think that's going to help these other people, so like your in-laws or like, you know, the other people in the family, kind of warm up to you, because they're like, oh, if she's able to, or if he's able to impress this one family member, then yeah, then we must all be open to them, and like, you know, there must be something about group number 3. Yeah, if this person is getting along with them well. I kind of like, in my head, I'm seeing this scene from Crazy Rich Asians where like, I've forgotten all of their names, so you are going to have to forgive me for that. But the protagonist basically introduces his girlfriend to his family, and the grandmother, who he is very close to and who's almost like the matriarch of the family, she just holds that girl's hand and, like, you know, makes her sit next to her, and they talk to each other, and she's very kind to her and very nice to her, and everyone else around her is very impressed that the grandmother got along with this new girl really well. So yeah, that's the kind of vibe that I'm picking up here on. Let's move on into your reading, because yeah, I've just been talking about this for a while. So yeah, now let's find out what they are going to think of you, maybe after you have been married to their child, or you know, after they have known you for a while. So here we have winter and contentment. There is something very warm and cozy about you. You're gonna feel like a hug. You're gonna feel like a family member. There's just this warmth in you that's just gonna make you feel so friendly and warm and cozy. Like, anyone can come up to you and be your friend and chat with you. It'll feel so easy for them to come and talk to you, is something that I'm picking up here on. There's also this feeling that you are someone who's very content, and they're going to really love that about you. Like, I feel like they're gonna think that you're so warm and cozy and kind to everyone, because you know, you don't compare yourself to other people. You're not jealous of other people. You're very content with who you are and what you have, which is what makes you so approachable, which is what makes you kind of like the go-to person for this family to come and share good news with. or share any kind of information with. There is, again, I'm getting that I'm really picking up on like the spiritual quality to you, which is something that I think this family maybe lacks. Maybe this family is very practical, like they're very go-getters. They're like, you know, people who believe in hard work and hard work only. They believe in maybe the hustle culture, and you kind of bring this like slow flow into their life. Like, you know, you're the kind of person who inspires them to, you know, stop and smell the roses. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting here, and that's what they're really going to love about you. Just how content you are, just how happy you are, how self-aware you are, how zen and, you know, calm and peaceful you are. And they'll be very open to, you know, learning things about spirituality or religion from you. They're going to be very open to that. Like when you talk, they would want to listen. It'll almost feel like you are like a guru in their life when it comes to like spiritual or religious things. Like they like hearing your stories, they like hearing your thoughts, what you believe in, your beliefs. Yeah, like they'll be very interested in you, because they're like, who is this person who's just so like warm and cozy and kind and just so connected with spirit, so different from us. That's a feeling that I'm getting here. Group number 3. Your next card is your commitment is being tested. Okay, so with this, I feel like maybe it might take some time for your family to, like your in-laws, to fully understand your spiritual practices, or like, you know, fully like get on board with your spiritual practices. Like if they are learning these things from you, like I said, like they would be interested in learning more about religion or spirituality through you. There's almost this feeling that you will have to be a little bit patient with them, because they're the complete opposite. So you're gonna have to be patient with them. Like how committed you are and how committed they are to really being more spiritual or being more religious is something that might be tested every now and then. So, you know, they might say something to you that might be a little bit hurtful, or, you know, you might lose a little bit of patience with them, or they might lose some patience with themselves and be like, you know what, I can't do this. This is not for me. This is, yeah, not the kind of life for me. I don't think I'll be able to do that. And they might say something that might hurt you, even though they don't mean to. But yeah, those are the times where you'll have to be a little patient with them, because yeah, maybe they're used to, you know, getting everything they want very quickly, because they are go-getters, or because they're hustlers, or because another message that I'm getting here is that because they're from different cultures, different countries, different cities, so maybe this is like, maybe your future spouse is not someone from the same country as you, or someone from the same religion as you. So you're just gonna have to be a little bit patient with your in-laws, is something that I'm getting. They're not trying to be disrespectful on purpose. They're not trying to be mean or rude on purpose. This is just, you know, sometimes out of ignorance, or sometimes just because of how impatient they are feeling with themselves, of not being able to learn quickly. Maybe they might say something, or maybe you might feel like you are losing your patience if you have already told them about something and they forget. So maybe, you know, some things you might have to repeat yourself over and over about. But whatever this is, it's basically like your commitment is being tested, and it's not just yours, it's also like, you know, your future spouse's parents, so like your in-laws' commitment that's being tested here. Yeah, so just be patient with each other, okay? Help each other out. That's the advice that's coming out here. Your next 2 cards to find out what kind of a relationship you're going to have with your future spouse's parents. I don't know why I say that. I can just say your in-laws. Your in-laws, the kind of connection you're gonna have with your in-laws, the kind of relationship you're gonna have with your in-laws, is being represented by these 2 cards down here, which is creative blocks and also contentment again. So yeah, your relationship with your in-laws is going to give you a lot of contentment. You know, they're going to be really nice and kind and open people. They're going to be very accepting of you. It might take some time for them to accept you or fully understand you or even adapt to your ways, but they are going to be quite content with, you know, your connection. I feel like even if this is, because I was talking about Crazy Rich Asians, maybe if this is a connection that they had initially not approved of, so maybe they had told their child that you are not the best fit for them and that you don't, or that they don't, you know, they don't want to bless this union. I do feel like over a period of time they will warm up to you, and then they will be quite content with what they have gotten. They will be quite content with you. They will be quite content with your relationship with them, with your connection with them. And with creative blocks, again, there might be challenges on the way, which I think require patience and just, you know, kindness and like a softer approach from both of your ends, not just from your in-laws but also from you. And I think you guys are spiritual enough and like emotionally mature enough to be able to deal with these situations really well, so I don't think that's going to be an issue at all, especially considering that your relationship is going to be quite good. It's going to, you know, it's going to be something that you'll both be very content with. I think your in-laws as well as you'll be very content with the kind of relationship you guys share with each other. But with creative blocks, I'm also getting this block with their own religion or spirituality. I think that's something that might bring you guys closer. So if you belong to the same religion, or you know, if spirituality is something that they have wanted to get into and they've had creative blocks in the past, I think going through or like overcoming these challenges and, you know, overcoming these blocks is something that is going to bring you guys together. That's going to be the kind of thing that you bond over. Let's get more information about your connection with your in-laws. I'm going to be live shuffling the Tarot of the Divine. So let's see what kind of relationship group number 3 is going to have with their in-laws. We have the Ten of Swords. We have the King of Wands. We have the Two of Swords. And we have the King of Coins. Okay. Your bottom deck energy is the Ten of Cups. Happy home, happy family. At the end of the day, it'll all be good. There might be some initial yeah, like I said, some initial issue here with maybe them not accepting you because you're from a different culture or from a different religion. But I think as and when they get to know you and as and when this connection grows, it's going to be very fruitful. It's going to be very creative. It's going to be very nurturing. It'll be very freeing, this connection. You will be able to free yourself from these initial like blockages, I think. Like this image that they have in their mind, or like this block that was there at the beginning of your connection, I don't think that's going to remain forever. As and when they get to know you, they will start accepting you. It'll almost feel like your connection is growing, your connection is improving. It'll almost feel like, you know how with a bird, when a child is born, like when a baby bird is born, you know, they're very small, they're very little, they can't fly immediately, right? So their parents bring them the food, but only slowly, as and when they grow, as and when they nourish their own bodies, they start opening their wings, they start walking, and then they start, you know, learning how to fly. I think it's a slow growth here, but there is growth nonetheless. And this is like a long-term stable connection that you're going to have with them. There will be moments where it'll almost feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, but that's when you listen to your intuition. That's when you tap into your own spirituality or into your own religious practices, and that's what's going to bring you peace and calm and strength to overcome these challenges. Like your intuition, your spiritual practices, your religious practices is what is going to get you the patience that's required, the strength that's required to continue growing this connection, and it is going to grow into a very stable one. I think you'll all be very content with how it is. It's a good connection. I don't think you are going to be best friends with your in-laws. I'm just going to put it out there, group number 3. But I think you're going to have a very cordial, a very respectful relationship with your in-laws. I don't think you're going to be very close like group number 1 who was going on vacations with their in-laws, or group number 2 who felt like their in-laws will also start feeling like their family. I don't think that's gonna happen with you. But at the same time, it's not going to be a bad relationship. It's not going to be a sour relationship. There's not going to be drama or fights here at all. It's going to be a very stable, a very content, a very simple, a very solid connection, in the sense where you will be accepted into the family. You will be able to find your freedom and find your independence here. You will have a very cordial and a very respectful relationship with them, but it's not going to grow into something that's going to feel like their family is your family, like your future spouse's family is your family, or like your in-laws feel like they're your parents. Or you might reach a situation where you're going on vacations together or hanging out with each other all the time, or feeling like you're part of the same like soul group or soul tribe. I think one of the reasons why these people are being put into your life is to kind of strengthen your own spiritual or religious beliefs. This is a part of your spiritual or religious journey, and somehow you also play a very important role in their spiritual journey or their religious journey as well. So it's not bad. Like, it's not like you're not chummies, you're not best friends forever, but at the same time, this is not a bad connection either. You're gonna be very respectful towards each other. You'll be very cordial. You'll speak to each other well. There will be happiness and love and respect in this connection, but there is this level of formality. Yeah, like they are going to kind of be very formal with you, and you'll be very formal with them. Like, you're not going to ever feel like you can bring your walls down and be with your in-laws the way that you are with your friends or your family. So that's what I have for you guys, group number 3. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Subscribe to my channel for more readings from me, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.